Good morning. We're currently in Washington, although that's Oregon across the water. We are at the start of a 45-day road trip. Made our way down from Fairbanks. Took about 6 days to get from Fairbanks to where we are right now. The end goal, or I guess turning point, is going to be Overland Expo East in Virginia in 2 weeks. And then we're going to slowly start making our way back. But we're heading to Redmond, Oregon today to pick up a battery from Beyond 360. That's going to go on the back of the Jeep, and then we're going to make our way over to Colorado. So, gonna pack up camp, make breakfast, and then hit the road. Odin's already eating breakfast. It's a good 45 degrees warmer this morning than it was when we left Fairbanks. It'll be about 85 degrees today, and Fairbanks got snow last night. So we're definitely chasing fall colors in warmer weather. Now, on top of our normal equipment that I pack for trips, I also brought the awning walls. So I've got the OVS 270-degree awning. I grabbed the awning walls to go with it. Unfortunately, the first wall zipper is completely busted, so I'm hoping to find a fix for that. But we were in a torrential downpour a couple days ago, and the walls helped keep everything dry and allowed us to continue working even through the hail and thunder. Just got to Beyond 360, where we're going to be working for the day. I've got to do 9 to 5 Alaska hours, which is 10 to 6 Pacific time. And so just finished my first couple meetings in the morning and grabbed the battery and the mounting bracket, and they've got to go in the back seat where I've currently got a 100 amp hour loaner battery from Alaska Overlander. So we're gonna do a quick battery swap, let everything cycle in with the Red Arc Manager 30 system with Red Vision, and then use the solar to get some charge going while we're working, and then we'll pull out of here probably about 6. not pretty, but it works. So we've got 240 amp hours of power right there. That is not going to move because it's basically wedged between the Milwaukee setup and the bar. And so when I get back to Alaska, that's going to get remounted with Total Truck, but that is 2.5 times the size of the loaner we were running. And the thinking is, if that works well, I can actually stack another 240 amp hours on top of that, and we'll either run them stacked or we'll do one on this side, one on the other side to give us 500 amp hours of power, because all of that through the inverter runs the engine block heater and oil pan heater and transmission heater in there. And then we've got the shore power plug-in right here, which will both charge the battery and run the engine block heater. Finished getting the battery installed. It's currently calibrating. It's got about half charge on it, so by the time I stop tonight it should be full charge. Got an oil change, tire rotation and all that at a Jeep dealership in Bend, and we're about 4 hours east of Bend along Route 20 at a reservoir. Stopped Odin's eating dinner and just relaxing, getting some water in. I stretched my legs and having a snack, watching the sunset. Looks like there's some smoke or whatever behind me, so we'll be mindful of that. But I'm gonna hang out for a little bit, watch sunset, and then drive another couple hours and try and find camp tonight closer to the Wyoming border. So we made it to Jackson, Wyoming this morning. Stopped off at Down on Glen, D.O.G. for their steak and egg breakfast burrito. I may have driven a 6-hour detour just to pick one up, but well worth it. Now we're posted up in the visitor center parking lot at Grand Teton National Park to get some solar to charge the batteries and then work. Because of the 2-hour time difference, I'll end up working until about 7 o'clock tonight. And then we'll pack up, run back into Jackson Hole, grab a shower, do some laundry, and then we'll probably head another 2 or 3 hours east, closer to Denver. We don't need to be at Denver until Thursday morning, so we'll take it a little bit slower, but the drive last night was a little bit longer than I expected, but still ended up at a nice campsite on Snake River. So, gonna hop into a couple meetings. Odin's got food, and then I'll end up having to trim his nails a little bit before we leave today because I noticed they were long. But full day of work. Thankfully, it's a gorgeous day. The moon's out over the mountains, so probably do a time lapse while I'm cranking away in some Zoom meetings. All right, done with work for the day. Not bad. Time to go back into town, drop some trash off, get a shower in, and then do some laundry. I had to stop at Down on Glen D.O.G. one more time on the way out of town. The best part is they serve their breakfast burritos all day. So he just made me a Philly cheesesteak, egg, potato, banana pepper, and jalapeno pepper burrito. Out of focus? There we go. 10 out of 10 would drive from Alaska to Jackson Hole just for this burrito. Had it for breakfast, had it for dinner. I kind of want to get one to go so I can have it for breakfast tomorrow. So once I'm done eating, Odin's already had his dinner. I'm going to start my way down to Rocky Mountain National Park. See how close we can get tonight. It's already 8 o'clock in Jackson Hole. So we'll see how far we can get. We'll work probably from within inside the park tomorrow, and then we've got to make it about an hour south of Denver tomorrow night. So we're making good time. It's about 7 hours total to Sherpa equipment, which is where we need to be on Thursday. So if we do 3 to 4 hours tonight and then 3 to 4 hours tomorrow, we'll be solid. But I'm gonna finish this first and the fries and start downloading some maps on Onyx just so I know where I'm going. Good morning. Looks like we spent the night in an old cow pasture. I was driving down National Forest tract and saw the fire ring behind us, so pulled off and spent the night. Slept wonderfully. It ended up being probably about 32 or 35 degrees overnight, super clear skies. And then when I woke up this morning, realized that I'd actually camped next to a creek, which is super nice. That explains the noise. Couldn't tell if it was road noise or water last night. And then it looks like there's actually a a skeleton a little bit of ways from the tent. So gonna get Odin out, start breakfast and pack up, and then explore a little bit before we head back on the road.
Hi, bud.
Good morning. When I pulled in last night, I could just barely see the white on the skeleton. Figured I'd check it out this morning. Doesn't have a head or legs or majority of the body. Looks like it's just the spine. I'm assuming it's a cow that died and then the wolves and coyotes got to it, given its size, but who knows. We're all packed up. We got about 4 hours until I have to start working thanks to time difference, so I'm gonna try and get closer to Rocky Mountain National Park and probably end up stopping just west of the park, and then we'll drive in after work tonight and find camp, and then tomorrow we just need to be about an hour south of Denver by 11 a.m. So I'll work once I get to Sherpa. We got the office set up, do a brief tour, and then I gotta hop into meetings. But we're right along a nice stream, which is helpful because I'm gonna need to refill our water jugs before I leave. So I'll toss the Life Straw filter in and just let it drip in. But it's a little hot, it's about 80 degrees, so we're probably gonna use the Milwaukee fan to cool down. But got a nice desk set up, shade, thanks to the awning walls. Again, the awning one is still busted, so OVS is sending out a zipper for me, which is gonna be super helpful. But we've got enough room for Odin to lay in. Back here, I've got his food and water set up so that he can stay nice and cool out of the sun. And there's enough of a breeze going that he should be good, but gonna set up and get some work done. Water's too silty to filter through the Life Straw filter. Pretty sure I could still filter it, but I don't really want to clog this up because I'll need it the rest of the trip. So I'm just gonna have to buy a couple gallons of water to fill up the jugs. Packing up, head on back to the road, and then on our way to Rocky Mountain National Park. Close the gate and then open the gate just to grab the camera. So we're just going to grab the camera and break the fourth wall so I can move the camera and then put the gate back up. Down to Colorado. Trail into camp last night was rather interesting in the dark. The sign to start the road said high clearance 4x4 required, and then gave a vehicle length. And only about halfway up did I recognize why they were posting that. The trail itself was relatively easy in the Jeep, thankfully, but I can imagine if you don't have a lifted vehicle with 4 low, you'd struggle or potentially slide off. So We are on our way down the mountain now into Estes Park. Gonna grab gas and then head on over to Sherpa.